Power.
Stay tuned because you know Reec is going to have one of your favorite stars with him today.
Stay tuned.
You know, we back at it, man. Tuesday, day after Valentine's Day. So why not bring somebody responsible for probably a good night for some of y'all Valentine's Day? We got the man, the myth, the R&B crooner, now actor and fitness. Fitness guru. I think we can go ahead and put that label on him right now. We got Q Parker in the building live on the Reec Show.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up with you, big dog?
Man, I can't call it, man. I cannot call it, man. Just out here, man, working, grinding, staying busy, and smiling in the process.
Yes, sir. I see you representing them Braves, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, man. How good did it feel to see them win that World Series?
Man, it just felt good for the city, man. You know, we've gotten so close so many times,
right? And
just fell short. And a lot of those times we should have won it. You know, you think about what the Falcons have had to endure. You know, as Falcons fans, you know, we get there and just don't cut the mustard. And then last year with the Braves, I think we lost in Game 7 to the Dodgers in the NLCS. And so to finally get over the hump, it meant a lot to the city. And then with even Georgia Bulldogs winning the national championship, it just means a lot to the city, man. We do so much for our city in terms of the sports. It's always good to, you know, reach the mountaintop and actually win it.
Absolutely, man. I know that was bittersweet for you because I seen you yelling "Roll Tide" on a few different occasions.
Oh my God, all day. You know what? But see, it's funny, man, because I was born in Atlanta, but I was raised in Birmingham, and so I claim them both. But
right.
I'm a diehard Alabama fan.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it is also good to see, you know, the state that I live in, you know, represent and win the national championship. So I was in a win-win situation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. That's got to feel good every year because they going to be one of the top two teams, especially in the SEC. So absolutely. You can't lose either way.
Man, and we're going to be right back in that thing next year, dude. So it's all good.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, for those just tuning in to Reec Show Live, we definitely got a legend in the building, man. We're going to get this man his flowers while we on air. I know you're on limited time, so we're going to keep this conversation, you know what I'm saying, pretty keyed in on some of the things you got going on right now. But for those who just tuning in, man, formerly at 112, obviously, man, about to hit this TV screen, everybody's screen real soon. Singer, actor, live and on screen, man. Writer, fitness mogul, family man, father. He also moonlights as a radio host. I seen him coming in and out of Radio 1 a few times when I was up there. You know what I'm saying? Like we just said, a Roll Tide representative. Q Parker's live on the Reec Show, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it right now, man.
Let's go.
You keep posting these shirt off pics, man. You're getting me motivated to do push-ups between every show.
That's the goal. That's the goal, man. I'm really big into this fitness world, and I take it to heart when it comes to the fellas, because you know it's in our makeup to be leaders. It's in our DNA to be the captains. But how can we be these things, man, if our health is not in good standings? And again, it don't mean, you know, having six packs and abs and all of that kind of stuff, because we know a lot of people that have those things, but internally are not as healthy as they can be. And so what Part Fit promotes is total body health. And I believe that if you do those things internally, then externally it'll show. And so, man, Park Fit really embodies total body fitness and wellness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that's what I'm really promoting, man. You know, I want us all as individuals to just be healthy, man. You know, making sure we're eating the right foods, making sure that we are refraining from anything that is stressful, that we're getting our rest, that we are being active, that we're drinking adequate water, man, because it's a lot that we got to do, man, and if we're not healthy, we're not going to be able to do these things, man.
I'm glad that you're speaking on it, because you definitely got a platform. People follow you. You know, sometimes with the term of celebrity and the access that people have on you, follows on Instagram, it's good to be able to give something back. And speaking from that holistic approach is definitely going to be key, because like you said, you might have a six-pack and biceps, but man, you might have high cholesterol. You know, you might have stressed out. You stressed out every day because you around the wrong things. you can't even really be healthy because you're gonna have a heart attack, even though you look physically fit.
Exactly, and that's the gist of it, man. Being able to peel back the layers and really diving into it. Knowing what is your lineage. Knowing what have been some ailments that has gone through your family's DNA. Understanding that if my family has a history of high cholesterol, then I need to I definitely need to watch what I'm eating. I need to know how much I need to be active so that I can keep those numbers down. Diabetes run rapid in the African American community, high cholesterol, hypertension, all of these things, man, have a direct effect on how you are living your life. And it all boils down to choices. We have a choice every day to decide how we want to allot our time. We have a choice every day to decide on what we're going to eat, how active we're going to be, the things that we allow into our mind that can cloud our vision, cloud our creativity, and cloud our happiness and our joy. And so, we have choices to make, whether that is through meditation, motivation, prayer, or just excluding yourself from things that are chaotic. I found the love to be in the gym because when I'm in the gym, man, it's therapeutic for me. It clears my mind. That's when I'm the most creative. I come up with songs in there, man. I come up with new ideas. I create business plans. I do my conference calls, man, while I'm working out because it just does something to my mind. It stimulates my thoughts, and it just gets all of my cylinders firing to the point where if I don't work out or if I'm not eating right, I feel so bad.
You created it, made it part of your lifestyle the real way.
Absolutely. It's a lifestyle. There you go. Yeah. It's lifestyle, man.
I like that, man. You speaking on some very good things. And of course on this show we got a lot of artists tuning in, and on the road it's not easy to do that. I know most hotels they do have gyms and stuff, but on the road it's gotta be tough. Can you talk about that a little bit?
With anything in life, you have to have discipline. And especially for the artists that are traveling, how dedicated are you? Yeah, it's one thing. It's easy to do things when it's easy. Your determination and your focus kicks in when it's not easy. And when you're on the road, it's not easy, man. And so sometimes, dude, I've gone so far as to I meal prep when I travel. And if I don't have time to do that, I make sure that I do the homework ahead of time, see where my hotel is, what healthy options do I have in that area. And if I don't have any,
Right. Nah, that makes plenty of sense, man. You got to do it because I know a lot of times when I used to be on the road with different artists, man, it's like the meal prep is going to McDonald's and getting a number 1 or number 10 or something. So it's definitely not what you want to do with that, man. So that's some great insight right there, even for business people. You know what I'm saying? So right now we got Q Parker on the line. We kind of talking about his journey into fitness. I like that you post those throwbacks and you also transparent. Because you'll put on some pictures like, I wasn't at my best fit. He'll be back on with us right second. If you just live streaming, he'll be back on with us in a second, man, joining back up with Reec Radio. But we kind of talking about his fitness journey, and that's dope, man, to see the transformation and transition. Expansion, not really transition, expansion from being a fitness, an R&B singer, touring worldwide with one of the mega groups, 112 we talking about, of course. But then also being able to embrace fitness at a holistic level. We're going to tune back in. As soon as Q Parker joins us back, we're going to get back to you. I want y'all to check out this song. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, so we back with us, man. I was just kind of filling those in, listening on the radio side, what you were just talking about. You know what I mean? With just approaching it holistically. I was saying, like, on the road, sometimes McDonald's will be the meal prep, but you just gave some great insight, even for people that do business and stuff like that, and they have to travel. That's really dope, man.
Yeah,
we
man,
appreciate that.
like I said, I'll meal prep, or either I'll just call ahead and tell the promoter, like, hey, there aren't any healthy options, in the area. Can you make sure this is, at the hotel, or even on my rider, I make sure that my rider consists of, all of the things that I know I can consume. And if none of that works, I can always, man, pack some nuts, some fruit, and some and a protein shake and a shaker. to just make sure, man, I don't relapse or fall off the wagon if I ride by McDonald's. Like, I don't really do fast food anyway, but man, when your body is hungry and it needs fuel, man, it'll pretty much take whatever is close by. And so that's why I try to make sure that I prepare ahead of time, so I don't get into that area where it's just like, man, I'm just hungry.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate that insight right there. Before we get into this next thing, 'cause I want to talk about the Bridge Project and all the amazing people that you're working with, that people ready to see that. But I do want to ask you this. What's one way that you stay mentally healthy while you on the road and doing these things? You dealing with regular life, you dealing with family stuff and business and all of that. What's one key you can kind of give us for mental health?
So, I was speaking about Park Fit and, having total body, being in shape from a total body perspective. And when you're talking about the mental component of being healthy, we have the choice to choose to allow what comes into our mind, what we choose to deal with, what we choose to become worrisome, and what we allow to be stressful. We have a choice to do that. I came up with a slogan, I think it was middle of last year, where I say I'm going to protect my peace. And by protecting my peace, that means nothing stressful I'm even going to entertain. Anything that's chaotic, I can't be a part of it. If it's negative, regardless of what extent the relationship is, I have to remove myself. And I let that be known all the way across the board. So my business partners understood that, my family understood that, my children understood it, my parents, my siblings, everybody understands that if it's chaotic, if it's negative, if it's stressful, I'm going to easily exit stage left and not going to feel no ways about it, because I have to protect mentally. And, there's even another layer of that as I spoke on, being men and being, the man and the head of the house and the head of the community and the leader. I can't lead nobody, man, if I'm stressed. I can't lead nobody, man, if I'm clouded. My vision is cloudy. And so I have to be selfish in some regards to make sure that I do what I have to do for me. The first law is, man, law of preservation. And they even said on the airplane, put your mask on first before you put on somebody else's mask. So how can I be all of these things to everybody else and then give myself the scraps? Nah, you can say it's selfish, or you can say whatever you want to say, but I have to protect myself and preserve myself first so that I can be all of what I need to be for the community, my family, my friends, my business partners.
I definitely understand what you're saying, man. It's like saying I cannot quench and help you quench your thirst if my cup is empty. So I get what you mean, man. I appreciate that. So y'all definitely keep that in mind, man. Let's talk about the Bridge Project. It's coming out this summer, 2022.
Sure.
We get to see you on the screen in everybody's household. Yes. But there's some other artists in that thing. Like, tell me about it. What is this Bridge Project? And talk to us about it.
So the Bridge Project it's a compilation of gospel male artists and R&B male artists, mainstream artists. Oftentimes, these are the two genres that are, pitted against each other. You can't be in the church and sing this. You can't be of the world, but then have a relationship with God. Mm-hmm. And me being a product of both of them, I said, you know what? I don't necessarily agree with that, and I'll be the person to prove that. Because at the end of the day, one respects the other. Yeah. A lot of the greatest R&B singers got their start in church. A lot of your gospel artists are influenced by what they see from the mainstream artists. And so everybody knows that there is a relationship there. And the overarching goal of the Bridge Project is to promote brotherhood, manhood, man, and just to say that, no man is out here on an island by himself. What you go through as a man, I promise you, there are millions of other men that have experienced some of the same things. And so to be able to bring all of these guys together, promoting brotherhood, unity, family, community through music, it was one of the biggest accomplishments and greatest accomplishments of my career and my life. Because when you think about it, it's difficult to get one featured artist on an album,
right?
Let alone 55 guys to agree to the idea of the Bridge Project blending, merging, collaborating for one common goal, man, and that's promoting brotherhood, manhood, family, and community. And so 55 guys said yes to my ask. Way before we talked about business and how much it's going to cost. I simply asked, and they said yes, man. And so, bro, that alone, it took 2 years to produce the album. And again, I say that it is one of my biggest accomplishments. And I'm also glad that out of the Bridge Project came 3 tiers. It's 3 aspects of the Bridge Project. It's the musical body of work. There's a feature film that is in the works, as well as a 40-day men's affirmation book that will be coming out this year also. And so on all of those different fronts, it is just showing brotherhood and the power of manhood and brotherhood.
I love that, because sometimes we don't get that look, especially as people of color, people of from the urban scene. You're talking about the R&B urban scene sometimes. And then a lot of times we're not able to experience the balance between a person who prays, but they might curse a little bit, or a person that sings R&B, but like you said, they came from a church background. So all of this is beautiful to be able to portray. And to have 55 men come together and do something on one accord, bro, I got to hit the hype bell for you. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing, man. It gives a different perspective to us as especially as African American males, to the mainstream, to the public.
And we're talking about not just your regular, like, these are very established and acclaimed men of the entertainment industry. Just to name a few on the gospel side: Jonathan McReynolds, Todd Delaney, Travis Green, Vashawn Mitchell, Anthony Brown, John P. Key, and then some on the R&B side: Tank, Genuine, Major, P.J. Morton. Man, it's so many, man.
Just by naming those names alone, you talking about you could just do a world tour on those names alone. So to be able to get them on, like I said, one album, that's amazing.
Yeah, man.
A lot of star power.
And like I said, man, it took 2 years to do this album, and so it's 8 songs, and each song features an R&B male artist and a gospel. So if you imagine, myself and Todd Delaney on a record, Music Soul Child and Jonathan McReynolds on a record, Bobby Valentino and Molly Music on the same song.
Wow.
Omari Hardwick, Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost is on the record with Lecrae and Lecrae Jacquees, man. Like, it's and when I say the best musical body of work that I've done in my career, and that's saying a lot because I've done a lot musically. But man, that was just an amazing feat. Yeah, man. I got to give you kudos. I got to hit the hype bell again, because that's crazy, man. And it brings those fan bases together to see that people are multi-layered. So it's very much appreciated. And this summer, you guys are able to document everything, so we'll be able to watch it on TV. Will it show like the ins and outs and behind the door conversations and all that type of stuff? Absolutely. We have the behind the scenes in the form of a documentary. But like I said, the main goal is a feature film, and the musical body of work is actually the soundtrack to the film. And so imagine Purple Rain, imagine Boomerang, where the soundtrack was just as popular as the film, and that was the idea, to make this film a performance-based film. And so you'll see a lot of the artists actually in the film performing the songs.
Hey, man, you making a classic. It sounds like an instant classic. And when the world is streaming, we'll be able to watch it over and over and over for our enjoyment. So
absolutely.
We appreciate what you add to the game. Now, I know you were in a few stage plays, coming up and everything like that. Is acting look like something you're going to be on this big screen coming soon? What we got going on?
That's the goal. Man, I've just been blessed, dude, to be multi-talented. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way. But I'm very, very pleased with the gift and the favor that was just put on me, to the point where I'm not boxed in. You know, I am a product of the arts, and anything as a creative that I envision, I can do. And so not only will you see me on screen, but I do some behind the scene things in TV and production, by way of scoring a lot of independent films. I do that as well. Music supervision for films, I'm doing that. Writing myself a couple of ideas, but then, as you said, acting as well. So, man, as a creative, you know, the sky is not the limit for me. Whatever I put my mind to doing, I stick with it and make sure I accomplish it. Because when my day is done, I don't want to have any regrets. I don't want to be the guy that's sitting saying, I wish I would have done this. I wish I should have done this. Nah, my story is going to say, yo, whatever he envisioned, he did it. But not only did he do it, but he did it at a high level.
Absolutely, man. And you are. And that just goes in the old. I love in this world now that where people aren't pigeonholed, because there's so many outlets to creative content. You can put things out on your social media, YouTube, all of that, man. It seems like you take full advantage.
Man, you have to, man. You have to. And again, you know, as a leader, you know, you have people, I have mentees that are watching. Mr. Q, man, I saw you doing this. Exactly. But you were doing this too. Well, yeah, and you were doing this. Yes. The lesson in that is balance. You know, making sure you take care of yourself so that you will have the energy to be a master juggler or a jack of many trades.
Absolutely, man. And a master of all. We know how the saying really goes. So you're doing it at a high level, from fitness to singing and songwriting, and like you said, curating behind the scenes and in front of the camera. So all those things are amazing, bro. We just want to hit that hype bell again to you. This is what this interview is all about. When we speak with guys like you, we want to make sure we give you your flowers and just do, because it's so much more to you than the classics you made, even though that was super impactful and built the journey.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, you know, life is about stages, and you know, that was a phase, and it was a phase that was necessary. However, the story doesn't end with the classics. It almost just begins.
Definitely. And it was a great beginning. Definitely a great beginning. Man, let's talk about the moving forward. We got something we do here called the Fast 4 questions, and I know you kind of on a limited time frame with it, so I definitely want to hit these fast forward. These some stuff that the fans want to know. You can answer in a sentence or one word or however you want to do it. All right.
Let's go.
All right. So the first question is, if you could go on world tour with 3 other acts or groups, who will be on that tour bus with you? But keep in mind, you also shooting a reality show while you're doing it.
Wow. One would definitely be Marvin Gaye. He's one of my favorite artists. The second one would be Michael Jackson. And the third would be Whitney Houston. And if I could do a fourth one, it'll be any of the legendary groups: Temptations, Four Tops, The Whispers, anybody, any of those. So yeah, that would be what my tour would be.
You got some real classics on that bus. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I can see some of the influences too.
And then I'll throw Chris Brown in there too.
Okay, yeah, he gonna hit 100 jump kicks on stage and not lose one note. We got to put Chris on there.
Yeah,
and y'all can work out too during
exactly.
The tour. We know you into the fitness, and I appreciate you posting those transparent posts where you didn't have a 6-pack sometimes, and then you got it back. That gives brothers like me hope, you know, because I got a keg right now. I'm working on it, though. But what is your favorite cheat meal? What's your favorite cheat meal?
So my favorite cheat meal, man, is probably not a cheat meal, but man, I love sweet potatoes. I can eat sweet potatoes all day, every day. But if outside of that, peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay. Yeah, that's a classic go-to. Gotta get one of those on.
Man, PB&J, man, every time.
Thanks, man. All right, if you could go back and tell Q yourself anything in the world right before 112 signs that deal, what would it be?
Listen to your attorney.
Major key.
I mean, when you're young, man, when you're young, man, it's so hard to not just want to focus on the gift. I just want to sing. I just want to perform. I just want to. But you have to understand that this is a business too. And whenever there's a contract, man, you're binded by those contracts. And so I would tell my younger self, like, be patient, slow down a little bit. There is a buzz about you. People are asking. You don't have to necessarily jump on the first thing. But if you do, make sure that it is for your benefit as well and not necessarily for the label. I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all because it's a part of the story and it's a part of the maturing process. But yeah, I would tell myself to listen to what your attorney is saying because that's what you're paying her to do. And we did not.
Oh, got you. Got great major key, especially for new artists. Make sure, because it's always like my guy Capriccio says, music, business is together. Both things need to be handled.
It's the business of music. Yes.
Absolutely, man. All right. If you can remember back, what was the first song that you can remember that you memorized and would sing around the house?
The first song, it was probably either an Anita Baker song because she was my mom's favorite artist. She is still my mom's favorite artist. So Sweet Love or You Bring Me Joy, any of those. And if not that, then it would be either a John P. Key song or a song by Commissioned because those are the music that my mom would listen to.
Gotcha. And that's probably when they realized, oh, that boy can sing a little bit.
And I'll tell you this, my first song that I said at the kitchen table and stop, play, write 3 words, stop, play, write 3 words, rewind it, write 3 more words was OPP, Not About Nature.
Mine too. I was trying to remember all the words. I promise. I was like, hold on, what Tresh say? Because Tresh was rapping fast at the time.
He was rapping fast, man. Yeah. OPP. I can't explain it. I take it from my friend. I'm just like, wait. Let me go back. Yeah.
I promise it was that. And for me, it was definitely OPP and it was crisscross jump. Because I was like, when I could say miggity mac, I was like, oh yeah, I'm here now. I can do this. I could be a rapper now.
I would say OPP and LL Cool J's I Need Love. But what the funniest thing, man, is to go from middle schooler and then years later on shows with Not About Nature. And now calling Tresh my friend and calling LL like my friend.
Wow. Full circle moments. Full circle moments. Q, we appreciate you for joining us today, man. Thank you. Make sure you guys check it out. And congratulations on having the lead song off of that, the Bridge project. We can't wait to see it on Bounce TV coming this summer. Amazing things in the works. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, Reece, man. Appreciate you.
For sure, man. Before we get up out of here, let me go ahead and hit you with Reece's Peace of Mind and Pops Knows Best. Today is basically coming from 2 different spectrums that we just heard with Q right here. And it's all about God will not put anything on your plate that you are allergic to. So if something is there that shouldn't be eaten, then it didn't come from a righteous place. So make sure that you guys remember that. All right, y'all, we're going to get back into this mix, man. Before we get up out of here, of course, we had a little Kiki last week, Houston legend. We're going to play his song on the way up out of here. Then we get into this mix, my brother DJ OS and DJ Decepticon right here on Reec Radio. Don't move.
Pay attention, Texas is here. Ain't no stunting, hunting money for the rest of the